Hello once again, this is teacher Jero A. Java, and now we are now on week 6 of English 5 quarter 1. Our objectives for this week: analyzing informational texts, differentiate statements of fact and opinions in texts, generate a summary from informational texts, fill out personal data forms, describe how color affects the meaning of informational texts. Let's start with an explanatory text relay. So it's a team effort, it's a group work. Objective: to collaboratively write an explanatory text as a team. Materials needed: you need large sheets of paper or whiteboard, markers or pens. The steps: explain the relay activity and review the components of explanatory texts. Divide students into small groups, ideally like maybe 5 or 6 members. Each group starts with a large sheet of paper. One student writes the introduction, then passes it to the next student who writes the first step, and so on until the text is complete. Each group presents their completed explanatory text to the class. Discuss the strengths and areas for improvement in each text. Begin with a discussion about where students encounter informational texts in their daily lives. You can ask them questions. Examples might include reading news articles, filling out forms, or interpreting signs and advertisements. Show them these examples and ask the following guide questions. What do these texts provide us? Where do you see informational texts in your everyday life? Why is it important to understand and analyze these texts accurately? Explain that the ability to analyze informational text help us make informed decisions, communicate effectively, and understand the world around us. Ask your students to read each sentence carefully and use the context clues to choose the best definition for the word to be defined. During the discussion, ask the students to explain the clues they find in the sentences to derive or arrive at an answer. 1. Inequality. In our town, there is inequality because not everyone has the same access to good schools and parks. A. Fair treatment for everyone. B. The state of being unequal or unfair. C. Having lots of friends. That's B. The state of being unequal or unfair. 2. Discrimination. The company was guilty of discrimination when they refused to hire people just because of their age. A. Treating people unfairly because of who they are. B. Giving everyone the same opportunities. C. Making new friends easily. Discrimination means A. Treating people unfairly because of who they are. 3. Ethnic. Our neighborhood is very diverse, with many ethnic groups celebrating different holidays and traditions. A. Related to different races or cultures. B. Having lots of fun. C. Being really good at sports. Ethnic means A. Related to different races or cultures. 4. Privileges. Having a phone is one of the privileges that not every kid in our school enjoys. A special rights or advantages. Be difficult tasks or chores. Say ordinary everyday activities. Privileges means A, special rights or advantages. 5. Opportunities. Our school gives us many opportunities to join clubs and participate in activities that we enjoy. A chances to do something. B rules to follow. C problems to solve. Opportunities means A chances to do something. Now let's have statements of facts and opinions. Before presenting the text, ask the students to read the following guide questions. 1. What is inequality? And what are some examples of it mentioned in the text? 2. How do inequality and discrimination affect individuals and groups in society? 3. What are some ways people and organizations are working to combat inequality and discrimination according to the text? 4. What other forms of inequality can you see around you? How do you think they could be addressed? Now, present and ask your students to read the text, Let's Make a Change, Inequality. After reading, discuss the guide questions. After discussing the answers, you may go ahead with a statement. Everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are, what they look like, where they come from, or what they believe. That would be a world of equality, and wouldn't it be awesome? But sadly, that's not quite how things are today. Let's find out more about inequality. What is inequality? Inequality is when some people lack the rights, opportunities, and fair laws of others, and it exists everywhere. Unfortunately, in societies all around the world, people are treated differently and unfairly because of things that make up who they are. Things such as race, nationality, gender, disabilities, age, and personal beliefs. When this happens, it's called discrimination, and it makes life difficult for millions of people. Inequality and discrimination create societies where individuals and groups are put at an unfair disadvantage in life. Some people find it difficult to succeed because of a learning difference, which means their brain works a little bit differently. Others are singled out and bullied because of the color of their skin or their personal beliefs. Some ethnic groups struggle to get the same quality education, healthcare, and housing that other ethnic groups have easy access to. Some people find themselves without privileges and rights just because of their gender, and others lack access to important facilities and opportunities because of a disability. Inequality and discrimination exist in lots of different ways, in lots of different places, but one thing is for certain, it all needs to stop. Now that we have read and discussed this text, let's move on to an important skill that will help us better understand and remember what we've read. It's called summarizing. Summarizing is when we take the main points of a story or article and put them into our own words in a shorter way. This helps us focus on the most important information and share it with others quickly and clearly. Let's learn how to summarize this text together. Ask students to read again the text with a partner. Have them highlight or underline the main idea and key details. Each pair writes a summary of the text on a summary worksheet. Now here's a sample summary. The text talks about how everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are or what they believe in. This is called equality. But sadly, it doesn't always happen. Inequality means some people don't have the same rights and chances as others because of things like their race, gender, or disabilities. This is called discrimination, and it makes life hard for many people. The text says that inequality needs to stop and tells us that many people and groups are working hard to make sure everyone has fair rights. One example is Shanna, a young changemaker from Ireland. What is one form of inequality that you've observed in your community? How can people work together to solve it? What important learning did you take from the following discussions? Now, the topics are here about statements of fact and opinion, summarizing and color meanings, and communication. Please have your insight or learning. What lesson did you gain? I just have to get back to statements of facts and opinion. What's the difference? Something is called a fact. Something is a fact when it states a universal truth. It is true to all. It's not debatable. While it could be an opinion when it's something is personal and it's not universally true, meaning it could be true to you but not true to somebody else. Now let's have these tests. Instructions. Read its statement carefully. Decide if it is a fact or an opinion. Write fact or opinion next to each statement. Again, it's a fact when it declares an information, it states an information, it's backed up, it has evidence. You can read it through books, through researches. You can have sources to defend your fact or that statement. Whereas opinion, it's personal. 1. The sky is blue on a clear day. That is fact. 2. Chocolate ice cream is the best flavor. That is opinion because of the word best. 3. The Great Wall of China is over 13,000 miles long. That's a fact. 4. Dogs make better pets than cats. That's an opinion. You have better. 5. The capital of France is Paris. That's a fact. 6. Summer is the most enjoyable season. That's an opinion because of the word most. 7. Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a fact. 8. Reading books is more fun than watching TV. That's an opinion. 9. There are 7 continents in the world. That's a fact. And 10. Pizza tastes better with extra cheese. That's an opinion. You have the word better. Okay, thank you. Now we're moving on to day 2 of week 6. Now let's have our main lesson for this day two. It's about summarizing. You have to be able to define what summarizing is. Summarizing is telling the main points of a story or article in a shorter way, as much as possible using your own words. Explain that a summary is like a shortened version of a text containing only the most important information. For example, if the original text is like it has 8 paragraphs, so your summary should be like not more than one half. So you can have, if it's 8 paragraphs, so you can have 4 paragraphs in your summary, or even less than half. 2. Why summarizing is important. A. It helps us understand and remember what we read. It allows us to share important information with others quickly and clearly. Now, here are the steps to summarize. 1. Read the text carefully. 2. Determine what the text is mostly about. 3. Look for the most important details that support the main idea. 4. Use your own words to write a short paragraph that includes the main idea and key details. We've learned about inequality and the impact it has on people's lives. That was yesterday. Understanding these issues help us see the importance of fairness and equality. Now let's delve deeper and learn how to distinguish between statements of fact and opinion, which is crucial or important when discussing and understanding these important topics. This will help us better understand the information we come across and form our own informed views. Present the following information from the text. Ask them to observe the two sets of texts and what they can notice. 1. Inequality is when some people lack the rights, opportunities, and fair laws of others, and it exists everywhere. 2. Unfortunately, in societies all around the world, people are treated differently and unfairly because of things that make up who they are, things such as race, nationality, gender, disabilities, age, and personal beliefs. 3. Inequality and discrimination create societies where individuals and groups are put at an unfair disadvantage in life. 4. Everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are, what they look like, where they come from, or what they believe. That would be a world of equality, and wouldn't it be awesome? 5. But sadly, that's not quite how things are today. 6. It all needs to stop. Now, let's have an activity fact and opinion sorting game. From the word sorting, you are going to separate or classify, group. Materials needed, you need index cards or strips of paper, markers, two large labeled posters or boards, facts and opinions, and a set of pre-written statements related to justice and equality. Examples provided below. Write or print out the following statements on an index card or strips of paper. Facts. A. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations in 1948. B. In some countries, women earn less money than men for the same job. C. Children in many parts of the world do not have access to free education. D. Nelson Mandela fought against apartheid in South Africa. Opinions. A. Inequality is the biggest problem in our society today. B. Everyone should participate in efforts to end discrimination. C. Sienna is an inspiring young change maker. D. It is unfair when people are treated differently because of their race. Now divide the class into small groups and give each group a set of the pre-written statements. Explain that their task is to sort these statements into two categories, facts and opinions. Allow the students to work in their groups to sort the statements. Walk around the classroom to facilitate discussions and provide guidance as needed. Once all groups have finished sorting, go through each statement as a class. Ask each group to explain their reasoning for categorizing each statement. Discuss any discrepancies and clarify why each statement is a fact or an opinion. Now let's have some about summarizing. Read each passage carefully, then write a brief summary that includes the main idea and the most important details. Keep your summary short and to the point. Direct to the point. Here's passage 1. Lions are known as the kings of the jungle. They are large, powerful cats with impressive manes that make them look even bigger. Lions live in groups called prides, which are usually made up of related females and their offspring, with a few males. These groups work together to hunt and protect each other. Unfortunately, lions are currently facing threats from habitat loss and human activities. Now provide your summary. Passage 2 about apples. Apples are a popular fruit that come in many varieties, such as Granny Smith, Red Delicious, and Fuji. They can be eaten raw, cooked in desserts, or made into drinks like apple cider. Apples are not only tasty but also healthy, providing important nutrients like vitamins and fiber. The saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away highlights their health benefits. Now provide your summary. Thank you. And we're on week 6, day 3. Let's review. Fill the blanks with the correct words. Summarizing means telling the blank points of a story in blank way. That could be summarizing means telling the main points of a story in a clear and quick way. 2. A summary only includes the most blank information, most important information. 3. One reason summarizing is important is because it helps us blank what we read. It helps us understand what we read. 4. Another reason is that it helps us share important ideas clearly. Now match each step to its correct description. Write the letter of the correct answer. The steps are read, main idea, important details, summarize. Description. A. Write a short paragraph using your own words. B. Carefully go through the whole text. C. Identify the most important facts that support the main idea. D. Ask yourself, what is this text mostly about? That should be one, read. That should be B, carefully go through the whole text. That's when you read. Main idea. The main idea is you are going to, that would be letter D, ask yourself, what is this text mostly about? So that's the main idea. Then three, important details. This is C, identify the most important facts that support the main idea. Then four, summarize. That's when you write a short paragraph using your own words, letter A. Here is a press statement from the student government of Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School. Date, June 6, 2024. We, the student government of Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School, are excited to announce our plans to stage a mass demonstration to support our school's advocacy in combating inequality and bullying on our campus. This demonstration will take place on June 17, 2024, and will involve students, teachers, and parents coming together to stand against these serious issues. Our decision to organize this demonstration is driven by the urgent need to address the unfair treatment and bullying that some of our fellow students face. Inequality and bullying create a negative and unsafe environment, preventing students from feeling accepted and valued. By raising our voices, we aim to promote a culture of respect, kindness, and fairness for everyone at our school. We believe that every student deserves to be treated equally, regardless of their race, gender, abilities, or personal beliefs. Bullying in any form is unacceptable and has no place in our school. Through this demonstration, we hope to spread awareness and encourage everyone to take a stand against these injustices. We invite all students, teachers, and parents to join us in this important event. Together, we can make a difference and create a more inclusive and supportive school community. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, Ross Theodore Katuling, President, Student Government, Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School. 1. Ask students to highlight or underline the main ideas and key details in the press statement. 2. Discuss the highlighted parts as a class to ensure understanding. 3. Hand out summary worksheets. Now here is a template for that summary worksheet. What are the main ideas found in the press release? List them in phrase form or a, a word or two. Have students write a summary of the press statement using the highlighted information. Ask a few students to share their summaries with the class. Discuss what makes a good summary and provide feedback. After summarizing the press statement, explain to the students that they will be participating in a role-playing activity where they pretend to sign up for a mass demonstration supporting their school's advocacy against inequality and bullying. Then discuss the importance of such demonstrations and how they can bring attention to important issues and help create change. Using the main ideas written above, write an introductory sentence summarizing the topic. So you're going to write the introduction, just the first sentence. It's like your topic sentence. Rewrite into complete sentences the main ideas you've listed in order of how they appear in the text. Use transition words such as first, next, finally, Before, after, during, later, also, another, in addition, in conclusion, to sum up. Similarly, however, on the contrary, most important, for example, as a result, therefore, when you connect the main ideas. Begin your summary with the introductory sentence you made. Activity: signing up for a mass demonstration. That's 10 minutes. Students will practice filling out forms accurately and understand the importance of supporting advocacy efforts to end inequality and bullying. Explain that each student will need to fill out an information sheet in order to join the demonstration. Here is the registration form for mass demonstration. It needs personal information like full name, age, grade level, email address, phone number. Demonstration details: why do you want to join the demonstration? What do you hope to achieve by participating in the demonstration? Do you have any experience in participating in advocacy events or demonstrations? If yes, please describe. Do you have any special skills or talents that you can contribute to the demonstration, like public speaking, artistic skills? Emergency contact number, emergency contact name, emergency contact relationship, emergency contact phone number. Then there's an agreement. Then they have to sign, and then they have to write the date. Emphasize the importance of providing accurate information and thinking carefully about the responses to the questions. Hand out the information sheets to each student. Allow students time to fill out their information sheets. Walk around the room to help and ensure they understand each part of the form. Once everyone has filled out their sheets, bring the class together to discuss their responses. Ask volunteers to share why they want to join the demonstration and what they hope to achieve by participating. Why is it important to complete forms with accurate information? Provide each student with a journal or a sheet of paper. Ask them to write a short reflection on the following questions. What did you learn about color psychology and its impact on communication? How did you use colors to convey your message against bullying and inequality during the demonstration? What was your favorite part of the activity and why? How did working in a team help you in this activity? How do you think you can use color psychology in other areas of your life? Read each passage carefully, then write a brief summary that includes the main idea and the most important details. Keep your summary short and to the point. Passage 3. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Located in Paris, France, it was built by Gustave Eiffel's company for the 1889 World's Fair. The tower is made of iron and stands about 1,083 feet tall. Today, millions of tourists visit the Eiffel Tower each year to enjoy its spectacular views and unique architecture. Write your summary. Thank you. And now we're on day 4. Read the short passage, then answer the questions below. Passage. Maria woke up early to prepare for the school cleanup drive. She brought gloves, a broom, and a trash bag. Together with her classmates, she helped clean the school garden, pick up litter, and plant flowers. At the end of the day, Maria felt proud of helping the environment. 1. What is the passage mostly about? It's about Maria doing some good deeds for the school. 2. List two important details from the story. 3. Write a short summary of the passage, about 2 to 3 sentences. Read the passage and summarize it in your own words. Rainforests are home to many plants and animals. They also help clean the air and provide medicine. Sadly, many rainforests are being cut down. People are working to protect them by planting trees and creating laws to stop illegal logging. Write your summary below, about 3 to 4 sentences. Color meanings and communication. Show the students a few colorful objects or pictures. Ask them how each color makes them feel or what they think about when they see each color. Example questions. How do you feel when you see the color red? What do you think of when you see blue? Explain that colors can communicate different feelings and ideas. Mention that colors are used in many places, such as in advertising, traffic signs, and art, to convey messages and emotions. Discuss the meanings associated with common colors. Write these meanings on chart paper as you go through each color. Red, it is often associated with strong emotions like love and anger. It can mean stop or danger. Blue can represent calmness, sadness, or trust. Yellow, yellow, often associated with happiness and energy, can also mean caution. Green represents nature, growth, and safety. Black can signify power, mystery, or sadness. White, often associated with purity, cleanliness, or simplicity. Purple can symbolize royalty, luxury, or creativity. Also, there's color in communication. Explain how colors are used in everyday communication, like traffic lights. Red means stop, green means go, and yellow means slow down. In advertising, they use colors too. Companies use colors to attract attention and convey messages. For example, red can make people feel excited and hungry, which is why it is used by many fast food restaurants. School and sports uniforms. Colors can represent teams and school pride. Group poster creation. Divide the students into small groups like 3 to 4 students per team or per group. Assign each group a different message or scenario. Each group will create a poster using colors to represent their assigned message or scenario. They should think about which colors best represent the emotions and messages they want to convey. Encourage them to draw objects, shapes, or patterns and use colors that they think best represent the theme. Provide example objects or images to help them get started. Have each group present their poster to the class. Ask them to explain why they chose the colors they used and what message they are trying to convey. Discuss as a class whether they agree with the color choices and what other colors might have worked. Remind your students about your signing up for a mass demonstration activity. In this activity, they will be using their knowledge on color psychology in preparing for the mass demonstration. Below are the instructions. Divide the class into small groups, 4 to 5 students per group. Assign each group a specific theme related to anti-bullying and equality examples, friendship, kindness, respect, diversity, unity. Have each group brainstorm how to use colors to represent their theme. Encourage them to think about which colors best convey their message and emotions. Creating visuals. Provide materials for each group to create their visual displays, which can include posters, design posters with powerful messages, and colorful illustrations. Banners. Create large banners using fabric or paper with impactful slogans and vibrant colors. T-shirts. If possible, have students design T-shirts with fabric markers or paint to wear during the demonstration. Look at the colors below. Write one word that describes how each color makes you feel. The colors are red, blue, yellow, green, black, white, and purple. How do you feel? What's your thought when seeing these colors? Thank you. Now we're on day 4. Read the short passage, then answer the questions below. I think this was done. This is just a review.